Babies don't come from heaven or God.
Babies
Listen
don't come
very
from
careful.
God. There's a process that God put on the earth. There are only two people that came from God, Adam and Jesus.
But I want to say, sir, no, sir. No, sir.
Oh, Chileke. People should pity us now. Mona take it easy with us now. What is all this? What is all this? Hey, I beg you. Listen to the response, I beg. Let us analyze this very, very well. Let's analyze this particular topic. This one, it choke.
I am Prophet Jomomoto Fufui. I want to now pass this message again. There was a question that I do used to ask a senior pastor at ooooo. You are senior, so I want to just ask you this question. I asked you only one question. Matthew 7 verse 1 and also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's clearly stated there that we should not judge, so that you also shall not be judged. My own surprise, the answer you gave to me, it is not okay with me, sir. Another thing that you are really giving to me, another answer by which I can understand. The question I repeat again, judge not, you shall not be judged.
About the crying prophet. You know, I heard you quoted Matthew chapter 7 verse 1. So put up Matthew chapter 7 verse 1. Let's read first because it's important to put things in perspective. Matthew chapter 7 verse 1.
Judge not, that ye be not judged.
So he said, I am judging. But let's stay within the same context. Matthew 7:24, same context.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
So he says, whosoever will hear the word and do them. And then he says, whosoever heareth the word and doeth them not. So which means that judgment that Jesus was talking about was as it has to do with people's physical lifestyles, not doctrine. But when it comes to doctrine, the Bible gives us the right to judge doctrine, not persons, to judge doctrine. Okay, so that's, I need to put that very clearly, and put it in perspective. We're not judging any human being. We're just dealing with doctrinal issues.
Now, you now quoted Matthew 7:24. Matthew 7:24 clearly stated that, therefore, whosoever heareth this saying of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. That's what he's saying. But this is nothing to do with judge not, sir. Are you hearing me? So that quotation, if any Bible scholar there, please compare these things. Compare them, whether they are right or not. They are correct or not. Because I want to know more from him. Please, can you go back and read it again? My question that I asked you. Pastor of ooooo, you are the Bible scholar. I want you to also ask you this question. Please, you said that God does not give babies.
Babies don't come from heaven or God.
Babies
Listen
don't come
very
from
careful.
God. There's a process that God put on the earth. There are only two people that came from God, Adam and Jesus.
But I want to say, sir, no, sir. No, sir. I want to just also now make you to understand, because according to the Bible clearly stated here in the book of 1 Samuel 1, taken from 2:4, it's clearly stated that this is called a woman who was crying for a baby called Anna. Anna was called crying for baby for a long time. And one day she has to go to Shiloh in order to cry right at the altar of Christ. And also Jesus Christ. She now promised God, if you give me a child, I will give it back to you, sir. And this woman, God gave her a child, and it's called Samuel. Sir, who gave that baby, sir? Is it God or doctors or human beings? Thank you. I want to come again, sir.
Babies don't come from heaven or God.
Babies
Listen
don't come
very
from
careful.
God. There's a process that God put on the earth. There are only two people that came from God, Adam and Jesus.
The Bible says in the book of Luke 1, verse 10 to 20, says that a man called Zechariah he was a man that who loves God and also working for God, right in the altars of God. Also, he was also lighting incense every day, and people in order to now worship in the altar of God. And one very, very, very evening, he went to the place, and while people are also worshiping, waiting for him out to now for prayers, and something happened. And they were waiting and waited, not knowing that angel appeared to him, and the angel said, hey, Zechariah, your prayers has touched heaven, and now the Lord has sent baby to your wife Elizabeth in order to conceive a child and name the child John. So, sir, is it human being that gave that one? You said God did not give child. It's God that gives child. Zechariah the husband and also Elizabeth the wife. Who is the person that gave it? Now, sir, I want to also ask you another question again, sir. So, because you're the Bible scholar, please just give me the answer, because I want to learn from you.
Babies don't come from heaven or God.
Babies
Listen
don't come
very
from
careful.
God. There's a process that God put on the earth. There are only two people that came from God, Adam and Jesus.
Sir, what is there is this. The Bible says in the book of Genesis 18, verse 9 to 11. Just take that short reading. Now, the reading says about 3 angels were going to Sodom and Gomorrah. On the way, it was evening. Late, it was in the evening hours. Abraham was under the tent of the heat of the day, and something happened. I want you to now understand this one. And they now welcomed these 3 angels. After welcoming them, taking care of them, what happened? In the following day, the angels promised, your wife next year, this time next year, she's going to conceive a child. Sir, what happens, sir? When the time comes, that where Isaac, under 1 year comes. So what am I asking you is this. Is that child, is it human being that gives, or God himself that given to Abraham? So I want to know all these things that you said God did not give child. But these ones, if you answer me these ones, I'll be fine.
Babies don't come from heaven or God.
Babies
Listen
don't come
very
from
careful.
God. There's a process that God put on the earth. There are only 2 people that came from God, Adam and Jesus.
The Bible clearly stated in the book of Psalm 127, verse 3. Can I read it for you? You said, babies are not from God. The Bible says in the book of Psalm 127, verse 3, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Do you hear that?
Babies don't come from heaven or God.
Babies
Listen
don't come
very
from
careful.
God. There's a process that God put on the earth. There are only 2 people that came from God, Adam and Jesus.
I want to prove you wrong that babies are from God. Now, in the book of Jeremiah 1, verse 5, it's clearly stated. Let me read it to you. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation. That's what the Bible says. Before, who formed prophets? Jeremiah. Who formed you? It is God, not man, sir. Why are we deceiving people? Why are we deceiving people, sir? With this point of mind, I know I have convinced you that God gives children. Shalom.